What's going on, guys? My name is Jeremy, and in this video I'm going to talk about why my wife and I left Portland, Oregon, and left the West Coast and came to a smaller city in Michigan. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking of the same thing. You're thinking about, what are options out there? Maybe you're trying to justify the reason for leaving Portland, Oregon, and hopefully maybe I can be an encouragement as I explain the reasons why my wife and I decided to leave the West Coast. So in order to better explain that, let me share a little bit about our story. In the previous video that we made, we did like a tour of our home and showed you what we purchased for only $56,000. So we purchased our A-frame for only $56,000 for debt-free living. And my wife and I have been on this journey for about 3 years. About a year after we got married, really wanted to be a good steward with what we had. As being Christians, we were looking for some sort of biblical direction, somebody that was kind of well known and that could help us. So I heard of Dave Ramsey. I kind of just saw it on my grandma's shelf one of these days when I was in California, and just like, who is this guy? Financial guru? Who is this dude? And so I saw it on her shelf, and then I just started doing more research, found him on YouTube, and then so that's kind of where it all started. And so the baby steps were kind of just a simple plan for us to implement just to get ourselves out of debt. Start from credit card debt all the way car loans, student loans. And so we just paid all that off. And we were at the point where, okay, now it's time to buy a home, settle down, maybe start a family, right? At this point, we had just paid off about $50,000 in debt, right? And West Coast, at least where we're from, it starts around $400,000. And so that was it's just really demotivating, right? Paying off all this debt and then trying to purchase a home that was going to be, what is it, like 5-6 times our debt that we just paid off. And so we just didn't see an end in sight with the income that we had. And it just felt like we would be chasing an hamster wheel to just pay this home off. If we really wanted our time back, and we really wanted our freedom, and we wanted to work less and maybe focus on things that really mattered to us, it didn't make sense, me and my wife buying a home in Portland and all our money and our time going to pay this thing off. Because if I was to buy that home and we have a kid, I'd have to make more money to supplement for my wife's income because she wouldn't be working. So I'd have to make more money, which means I have to get a higher paying job, and I would probably be working more, which means less time. I didn't just come out of debt to put myself in more debt, right? If the goal was to have more time and freedom, which is what we wanted, if the goal was to have more time together, more time, right, to spend with the potential child that we're gonna have and shift careers and do something that mattered to us, we just didn't see buying a home was the best option, at least in the Northwest. And so, we started looking elsewhere. But I just want to get across, though, the reason we moved to Michigan was not for just a home. Yes, that's one of the reasons, but I guess for us, really, my wife and I got on the same page about what we wanted in life. And so for us, it was more time together, right? So if that's what we wanted more time together. And if we had a kid, I wanted to be there. I grew up without a dad most of my life, and I have that in me where I want to be there for my future son, because my wife is pregnant, we're expecting. And so, well, now we're expecting. At the time, we were deciding we weren't expecting, but I wanted to have more time together. We wanted to be more involved in our community, in our church. We wanted to shift careers. So, I'm able to go full time now into my advertising marketing company, and my wife is able to she only has to work 2 days a week, and because our expenses are only $1,500 a month after we paid off all our debt and paid off this home that we live in. So our expenses are $1,500 a month, and our lifestyle hasn't changed. And so what we did was we made basically like a vision list of everything that we truly wanted and the things that mattered to us and what we valued. And so we got on the same page. That was the first step. We got on the same page of what we truly wanted, and then we simply made a pros and cons list of why we should stay in Portland, Oregon, and a pros and cons list of why we should move to Michigan. And so at the end of the day, yes, Portland has amazing food. Portland has the mountains, but at the end of the day, it's like how many times did I actually go out and in nature and go to the coast. Even though it is beautiful and I love it, but it wasn't really what I truly valued. Here we have some good food, but obviously not as much variety as Portland, Oregon. There's no mountains here in Michigan. But what I do have is my time. I do have time to spend with friends. I do have time now to spend with my wife. We have the liberty to work on what we want to work on and pursue. I'm making this YouTube channel. I'm making this YouTube video. Like, I have time to do that. And so it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And I want to encourage you that if you are thinking about moving, it was scary. It was scary at first. But you know what was scarier for us was not living the life that we wanted. Right? It was scary to move away from our family. It was, or at least it was my family that was there. It was scary to move away from my family, not being close to my mom. It was scary having a stable career, right, that I went to college for. I'm 28 now, so it's like a stable career up until like for 10 years. Leaving that. It was scary to just say goodbye to our friends. It was scary to sell everything we had and just pack up everything in our car and move out here. But what was scarier, like I said, is not pursuing what was important to us. And I don't recommend, if you're looking to plan to move anywhere, not have a plan. We did have a plan. We did have money saved up. We had come to Michigan with the purpose of buying something in cash, and we knew what the market was like. We had done our research, and my wife had a job lined up before she came back. And thankfully, she's able to work flexibly whenever she wants as a certified nurse assistant. And so, like I said, she works 2 days a week, and I work whenever. And so one thing you might get some flack moving out here from family or from, other people that speak into your life. But I encourage you not to get down on that. If you take anything from this video, I really want to get the point across where there's nothing and absolutely nothing wrong with pursuing a life that is better for you and your family, to eliminate debt, to eliminate the distractions in your life, to open up the opportunity for you to pursue what is in your heart, what your purpose is. For some time, my wife and I didn't exactly know what we wanted, but I encourage you to have those tough conversations with your loved ones. Have those tough conversations with yourself. When's the last time you asked yourself, what is it that you want? Like, truly, like, what is it that you want? Sometimes, we say we want more money. Sometimes we say we want a better job. But what is that? For what reason, right? And so I know I might be just rambling at this point, but I hope that helped a little bit encourage you. Consider subscribing. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.